they are coming back to you. Not because you chased, not because you begged, not because you tried to prove your worth over and over again. They are coming back because something inside you shifted so powerfully that it changed everything outside of you. Right now, you might be checking your phone, wondering when they will text, replaying old conversations, asking yourself what went wrong. But what if I tell you that none of that matters anymore? What if the moment you stop trying to control the outcome is the exact moment the outcome begins to move toward you? See, most people get manifestation wrong when it comes to relationships. They think it's about thinking of that person all day, visualizing them nonstop, hoping, wishing, and waiting. But that energy, that desperate, needy energy, it actually pushes them away. Because when you're constantly focused on, where are they? Or why aren't they here yet? You're unknowingly affirming that they are absent. And whatever you consistently affirm, you experience more of. But here's the shift that changes everything. The moment you stop making them the center of your universe is the moment they start orbiting you again. When you take them off the pedestal and place yourself back where you belong, at the center of your own life, something powerful happens. Your energy stabilizes. Your thoughts become cleaner. You stop reacting and start attracting. Right now, they are not gone. They are not lost forever. They are simply reflecting the version of you that you were being. And the beautiful part is, reflections can change instantly when the source changes. You are the source. Not them, not the past, not the circumstances. You, think about it. When you were at your most confident, when you weren't overthinking, when you were just being yourself, things flowed naturally. There was ease, there was attraction, there was connection. But somewhere along the way, fear entered, doubt entered. You started questioning your worth, and slowly, without realizing it, you handed your power away. Now imagine taking that power back, not forcefully, not aggressively, but calmly, quietly, with certainty. You begin to tell yourself a new story, a story where you are chosen, a story where you are valued, a story where you are not an option, but a priority. And as you repeat this story, not just in your words, but in your feelings, your entire reality begins to reorganize around it. This is where most people quit, because they don't see immediate results. They go back to checking, chasing, doubting. But manifestation is not about reacting to the 3D world. It's about persisting in your inner world even when nothing seems to be changing, especially then. Because behind the scenes, things are always shifting. Thoughts are forming. Emotions are moving. Circumstances are aligning. You may not see it yet, but the moment you commit to your new belief, the process has already begun. They start thinking about you. Random memories of you pop into their mind. Songs remind them of you. Conversations trigger thoughts of you. And they don't even realize why. Why does this happen? Because you are no longer chasing them energetically. You are not pulling from a place of lack. You are standing in a space of completeness. And that energy is magnetic. It doesn't beg. It doesn't force. It simply attracts. You have to understand this deeply. People don't come back because you miss them. They come back because you become someone who is unforgettable. And being unforgettable has nothing to do with what you do on the outside. It has everything to do with who you decide you are on the inside. Right now, you have a choice. You can keep focusing on the absence, replaying the past, analyzing every detail, or you can shift your attention to yourself, your value, your identity, your inner world. Start noticing your thoughts, the quiet ones that run in the background, the ones that say, what if they don't come back? Or maybe I wasn't enough. Those thoughts are not facts. They are just patterns, and patterns can be changed. Replace them gently but consistently. They always come back to me. I am unforgettable. I am chosen effortlessly. Don't say it once and expect magic. Say it until it feels normal, until it feels obvious, until you no longer question it. And here's the part that most people ignore. You don't need to watch their social media. You don't need to check if they're online. You don't need signs from the outside world. The only sign you need is the shift within you. The moment you feel calm instead of anxious, secure instead of doubtful, that's when you know it's working. Because manifestation is not about controlling them. It's about mastering yourself. There will be moments where your old habits try to come back. You'll feel the urge to check your phone, to overthink, to doubt. And that's okay. You're human. But instead of following those impulses, pause. Come back to yourself. Remind yourself of who you are becoming. You are not someone who waits to be chosen. You are someone who is naturally chosen. You are not someone who fears being left. You are someone who knows they are irreplaceable. And as you embody this version of yourself, something interesting happens. You stop needing them to come back. Not because you don't care, but because your happiness is no longer dependent on their presence. And ironically, that is the exact state where they feel pulled back into your life. They sense the shift, even if they can't explain it, even if they don't consciously understand it. Energy doesn't need logic, it just needs alignment. So instead of asking, when will they come back, start asking, who am I being right now? Because that is the only thing that truly matters. Are you being someone who doubts, fears, and chases? Or are you being someone who trusts, knows, and allows? The moment you choose a second version, everything begins to move differently. You'll notice small changes first. A sense of peace, a feeling of detachment, a quiet confidence that wasn't there before. And then, suddenly, out of nowhere, they reach out. A message, a call, a reaction, something that reconnects the bridge between you, and when that happens, you'll realize something powerful. It wasn't luck. It wasn't coincidence. It was you. You didn't force it. You didn't manipulate anything. You simply became someone who naturally experiences that outcome. And this time, it will feel different because you're no longer coming from a place of fear. You're coming from a place of knowing. So stop worrying about what they're doing. Stop trying to figure out how it will happen. Your job is not the how. Your job is the who. Who are you when you know they are coming back? How do you think? How do you feel? How do you move through your day? Be that person now, not later, not when they text, not when they show up, now. Because the truth is simple. They are not separate from your reality. They are responding to it. And the moment your inner world becomes clear, stable, and aligned, the outer world has no choice but to follow. So relax, breathe, come back to yourself. They are already on their way back to you. And here's something even deeper that most people never realize. The moment you stop trying to get them back is the moment you stop operating from lack. And lack is the only thing that ever blocks your manifestation. When you're in lack, every action you take carries a hidden message that says, I don't have it yet. And life simply mirrors that back to you again and again. But when you shift into certainty, even without physical proof, you send a completely different signal. You're no longer waiting, you're no longer hoping, you're knowing. And that knowing is quiet. It's not loud, it's not desperate, it's not trying to convince anyone, it just is. Think about how different your energy feels when you know something is already yours. You don't check every second, you don't panic, you don't overanalyze. There's a natural calmness, a sense of ease. That is the exact energy you need to embody right now. Because the truth is, the version of you who has them back is not anxious. That version of you is secure. That version of you is grounded. That version of you is not afraid of losing them because they already feel chosen within. So instead of asking, why haven't they come back yet? Start stepping into the version of you who doesn't even question it anymore. Walk like that version. Think like that version. Feel like that version. Let it become so natural that it no longer feels like a technique. It just feels like you. And yes, your mind might still try to pull you back sometimes. It might show you old memories, old fears, old doubts. But those are just echoes of your past self. They don't define your future unless you keep giving them attention. You don't need to fight those thoughts. You don't need to force positivity. Just gently redirect yourself again and again. That repetition is what creates a new identity. And once your identity changes, your reality has no option but to reflect it. At some point, you'll notice something surprising. You're not obsessing anymore. You're not checking your phone constantly. You're not feeling that heavy urgency. Instead, you feel light. You feel in control. You feel like yourself again. And that's when everything clicks. Because you were never trying to get them back. You were always meant to come back to yourself. And when you fully return to yourself, when you fully recognize your value, your presence, your energy, the world starts rearranging to match that version of you, including them. So trust this process, even when it feels invisible. Trust the shift, even when it feels small. Trust yourself, even when your mind tries to doubt. Because what's happening right now is not random. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's alignment. And once you're aligned, there's nothing in this world that can stop what is already meant to find its way back to you. I hope this helped you. I will meet you with another golden nugget soon. Happy manifesting.